Warning, the game I will be talking about contains some things that some viewers may find disturbing. I am talking about a horror game after all. If that's not your thing, you should probably just watch something else. Sometimes I find something online and think it'll be interesting to play. This is one of those games. I'll be covering it from start to finish, so consider this your spoiler warning. Dream of Gluttony follows Sissy as she gets lost in the forest. She walks, and she walks. You okay there? Oh, and now we have social interaction! Everyone talks, and honestly, it was really hard to follow what they were saying, but I feel like that might have been the point. Hoping to get home, Sissy ends up finding a town where people are claiming to be different types of food. There are lots of ways this can turn out, and I'm scared. After her long walk, the first person she encounters is Dumpling, who communicates through his signs. He asks if Sissy is human, and instead of being honest, she just plays along and claims to be a Passionfruit. After this, he decides to introduce her to everyone in town before her train arrives. The first two people he introduces Sissy to are Bread and Butter, who have a cow not far from their home for some reason. It doesn't move, it just stays there. Watching. I feel like it's staring right into my soul. So, Sissy makes it to their house to meet them and ends up cooking for them. You have to play this weird maze minigame to collect ingredients to use, and I kept messing it up. The story kept going though, so who cares, right? The next person is Candy, who loves sweets. She wants to play with Sissy, and then it's time for a minigame. According to her, you have to remember each piece of candy she shows you and pick the right one. I picked the wrong ones. The game starts by showing different candies moving around, but my short-term memory is so bad that I didn't remember any of that. Moving on, the next person is Tomato, and he wants us to help him make sauce. Oh, come on, dude, that's gross. I don't care what you do, but don't share it with the rest of us! In actuality, he's making tomato sauce, which you're supposed to get by shooting him in a minigame? How do I shoot? What do I press? How do I shoot? Guess I would have known if I had read the goddamn directions. You shoot by pressing A. When they're done, he's bleeding and then he eats some of his own blood. I'm still scared! Tomato ends up getting Sissy to try some of it, and it turns out he actually bled tomato sauce because he's a tomato. Sissy ends up meeting Strawberry and Grape next, the latter of the two not seeming to realize what's going on half of the time. Together, the two of them trick Sissy into doing work. So what you do in this minigame is kill the worms by going underneath where they'll be in the garden. So I do that, and we're off to see Milk, a really rich guy in town. He ends up wanting to test Sissy to find out what kind of person she is. I really gotta hand it to the developers for this part, because it was a pretty creative way to use the battle system in RPG Maker. You can attack, use skills, defend, or open your inventory. Sissy doesn't have anything on her, so that last one is worthless. I didn't attack because, come on, I'm not an asshole. Most of the time. I just entered his house without permission is all. Skills are different polite things to do, such as speaking politely, bowing your head, saying please and thank you, as well as some not so nice things such as chewing with your mouth open, I'm looking at you, older brother of mine, or putting your elbows on the table. Defending yourself will just help you recover health. So Sissy proves she's a good girl and then has to make coffee for Milk. Milk also reveals that he's not the same as the townspeople, so I guess that means he's human? He said he stays in town to study the people there, but he feels out of place. However, according to Dumpling, they've accepted him, so that's nice. Somewhere in the middle of all this, Sissy's name actually becomes Passionfruit. The next person they run into is Cinnamon, who loves to give Dumpling a hard time. It turns out Cinnamon is not a girl, and now I feel awkward for thinking she was kinda cute. I mean, he. Then it's time to prepare a recipe with Cinnamon, and good lord, I'm gonna need to write that down because I'm not gonna remember any of it, and we've already started. So I messed that up, and then Dumpling stays behind with Cinnamon. So Sissy, or I guess Passionfruit, is given a choice between waiting for Dumpling and Cinnamon, and just going on ahead. When she's by herself, she ends up feeling hungry, and soon approaches Chili in an unsettling area of the forest. Then she ends up eating Chili, who seems to be okay with it? Okay, moving on, time to play my happy game. VVVVVV is a 2D platformer where instead of jumping, you reverse gravity. It's really difficult because there are a lot of ways you can be brutally impaled by spikes. Somehow, I don't really rage in this game and manage to have a lot of fun with it whenever I play. So after eating Chili, Dream of Gluttony just ends, or so it seems. Passionfruit ends up in an area where she can talk to different people from the game. There's this one person that says not to disturb them, but you can get them to play music from the game. To be honest, I thought this was some completion bonus with different features to play around with at first. After traveling off screen, the game starts over? At this point, I was asking a lot of questions. Is it going to make me play the same game over and over again? Will there only be minor changes? How could I unsee the things I had seen? When is the next time I'm going to shave? How much longer will I play video games? At first, it seems the same. That is until Passion, or just Sissy now, goddammit make up your mind, introduces herself to Dumpling. Instead of playing along, she admits to being human. Then it's time to meet Bread and Butter again, the latter freaking out when she hears Sissy is human. The next thing she knows, she's knocked out and locked up. The reason for this is, everyone's afraid that she'll tell everyone about their paradise. Sissy ends up escaping and it's time for an escape minigame, and I gotta say, this is not how you do a 2D platformer. I don't know how one would work that into RPG Maker of all things, which would explain this, but it's just not the best thing to do for an escape minigame. You stop at the edge of a platform and you have to stop, or else you'll fall to your death 1500 times like I did. After you stop, you press the jump key and you'll jump. After several failed attempts, I made it out. The first person Sissy encounters is Candy, who appears to be eating people, who I'm assuming are made out of candy, but that's still f***ing disgusting! Time to play my happy game. Sonic Mania is the best 2D Sonic game we've had in ages, since Sega forgot how to Sonic. But the fans didn't. This time, Sonic can actually Sonic! After all that horrifying that Sissy has seen, it's time to find a weapon. She starts searching in a seemingly empty house, but turns out Tomato is inside getting ready to make more tomato sauce. But this is a different timeline, so it's not gonna look like that to Sissy. So now it's time for another minigame. In this one, you need to escape and try not to move boxes or step on anything, because if you do, Tomato will shoot you, and he's upside down? I guess it's because the tomato sauce would rush to his head or something? Getting out of here took me so many attempts, but I did it. I made it out. Moving on, Strawberry and Grape don't plan on hurting Sissy, but I gotta ask, what's with your eyes? Did you fuck up an exorcism or something, or have you spent too much time with demons? They warn Sissy about the graveyard up ahead, which is full of worms. The goal is to avoid getting hit by them and make it to the end. You can also shoot them by... I feel so betrayed. God damn it, game, you said I could do it, but I can't do it! She ends up in Milk's place after she finally makes it out of the graveyard. He tells her about how he's only in town to observe, and he says that he's not going to pick a side and can't really help Sissy, other than offering her a place to rest for a bit. Now it's flashback time. We cut to Sissy in a kitchen with another chef because she used to work at a restaurant, and you're supposed to prepare food. I read the directions, and I don't know where to go. I can't tell what's what. I don't even know how to kitchen! Some of the things are pretty obvious, and I was able to learn more as I went on. Miss Sissy, are you working? Yeah, I'm trying! I just can't f***ing tell what's what in this kitchen is all! I swear, this minigame just drags on. This is something that should be a standalone game, not a minigame within a larger game. After forever, it looks like someone allergic to nuts was given nuts. That's not good. Well, the customers are pissed. Alright everyone, we had a good run. Time to close everything up. Back to the present, Sissy soon makes it to a store and has to try to find a weapon without getting caught by Cinnamon. You're supposed to check different cupboards to see if you can find one, and if Cinnamon gets too close, it's a game over unless you hide in one of the dark cupboards. So there are some more failures, and then Sissy remembers her own failures in life, and how things just weren't going well for her restaurant. She ends up getting really pissed off at the town she's in because it's full of people that are way too damn happy. I should know something about that. My Minecraft friends threw a potato in jail for the same damn reason.
All rise for the trial of Mr. What's his name?
Tiny Potato.
Mr. Tiny Potato. He has been found guilty of being too damn happy.
Oh, you can still pet him from here.
Can you really?
Just don't give him your stuff.
Aww.
She runs into Chili at the end, and all you do is brutally murder her. After Chili is murdered, that's the end. Only this time we end up in a dark area where we can talk to some of the characters or listen to some music. When you walk off screen, that's it. The game's over. I actually looked into this to see if I was actually missing anything, but according to the creator, there are only 2 runs, so I guess I finished the game. Dream of Gluttony was certainly interesting. It starts out all cute and colorful, and then it gets all dark and messed up later. The art style is pretty simple and pixely, but it's cute and it works. The music isn't bad either. As for the gameplay, when you're not playing minigames, all you do is walk, or talk to people. Should have called this game Walking Right Simulator, even if there was that one time you went and left. Overall, not a bad game, just not a very happy one. But the one thing you can learn from this is that if somebody says they're a type of food, it's okay to eat them.